No matter who wins this election, the truth is that we have a fight on our hands. This was never about Trump or Harris.
From the day we started this campaign, we said we're up against a system.
A system where politicians answer to the lobbyists, not their voters.
A system that presents two options, but for all intents and purposes, represents a single billionaire agenda.
But don't take it from me, Claudia, the socialist. Take it from the capitalist, the CEO of BlackRock.
Larry Fink just declared, "I'm tired of hearing this is the biggest election in your lifetime. The reality is, over time, it doesn't matter."
BlackRock manages $11.5 trillion in assets. That's 40% of the whole country's GDP. He knows he has nothing to fear, either Democrats or Republicans in charge. Right now, nearly 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck in the wealthiest country in the world. The leading cause of bankruptcy in America is medical debt. Test scores in America are hitting the lowest levels in decades because of the gutting of public education.
Americans now face record levels of drug use and suicide. Towns and cities have been hollowed out, yet the only thing we're ever told is that our choice is between these two parties, the very people who have created and managed this social crisis.
They're running out of ammunition in Israel. We have to help our friends to keep the war over there from coming here.
It was a bipartisan Congress that sent over $200 billion to Ukraine and Israel to fight proxy wars and live stream genocides.
It's a bipartisan Congress that spends $1.5 trillion a year on war. We just watched an election where two major parties fought over who will give more to the Pentagon.
It proves that this is not a Democrat issue. It is not a Republican issue. Both parties see maintaining a global military empire as more important than meeting the most basic needs of their voters.
I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself.
Over the last year, we've watched how undemocratic the capitalist agenda really is.
We saw the monopolization of the media, the consolidation of power in the hands of big tech, corporate control over our food, water, land, energy, banks buying up all of the housing in this country, big pharma, the military-industrial complex, literally writing our laws.
We live in a corporate dictatorship with two parties. And that's why they're so afraid of us and other third-party campaigns. They tell us that running a third party is pointless.
And then they tried to block us at every turn. They kept us out of the debates. They removed us from the ballot in some states where we collected enough signatures. And in Georgia, they put us on the ballot, but the Democrats sued so that people who vote for us won't have their votes counted.
The mask is coming off. It's no wonder nearly 2/3 of Americans want third-party options. Congress approval rating is currently 16%. Their legitimacy is hanging on by a thread. That's why they see us as a threat. That's why they work so hard to convince people that there's no alternative.
The corporate media feeds us this narrative that the country is divided between red and blue, between Democrat and Republican. But what this election has made clear for all of us is that it's not about red or blue. The question is billionaires or the planet?
The stock market or the future of our children? Global war or one common human family?
People are looking for a fight back. People are starting to realize that working people of all nationalities have more in common with each other, common interests, than we do with the billionaires. That the billionaires are the real enemy. That they are the ones who are pitting us against each other, telling us to hate immigrants, poor people, China, Russia, whoever scapegoat they find next.
Wall Street has their project to generate super profits off your backs no matter what. They have a plan to keep rising the cost of rent, of food, of gas, and healthcare.
They have a plan to use AI for massive job destruction to bust unions, instead of harnessing that technology to solve social problems. They have no plan for how to mitigate the climate catastrophe.
But they do have a plan to prepare the population for great power conflict and comprehensive war. This is a nice way of masking the most insane idea you can imagine. A direct war with China, World War III. And guess who will be signed up to fight in that?
People know that neither party is serving them, and they're ready for a fighting alternative. And that's why the Vote Socialist campaign got on the ballot in 19 states, with 23 states more write-in status, plus Washington, D.C., 100% fueled by volunteers. We collected tens of thousands of signatures for our petitions. We had thousands of people sign up to volunteer, and we engaged with an untold number more.
Our goal has been to put socialism on the map everywhere, not just in the big cities, not just in the swing states, but everywhere. And we've done that in a way that hasn't been seen in decades. This was only possible because of working class people.
We haven't been funded by billionaires. This has been a real movement.
So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has helped in any way, everyone who donated, and everyone who votes socialist.
As Dr. Martin Luther King said, capitalism has outlived its usefulness. We believe that a government of working class people would do a better job.
Like we said when we launched this campaign is an invitation to get organized and join struggle.
The ruling class has their plans for 2025. So what is our plan?
We're not going to hide in our houses. We're going to fight back.
We're going to keep getting organized, and we hope that you'll join us. Get involved with the PSL, build the socialist movement that we need.